What's up, everyone? With nearly 13 hours of show left, I have several burning questions. The one most prominent is, how will the show address the Azor Ahai prophecy? Now, Northern legend states that during a super long winter, or as we know it, the long night, one of the last heroes along with some of his companions bravely traveled north. This was, of course, before the wall was ever built, and they went seeking the aid of the children of the forest. In my opinion, this is ironic because the first men and the children of the forest had battled for centuries before a truce was ever met, and now the first men are coming crawling back for help. After a long and perilous journey in which the first men and Azor Ahai, he was known as Azor Ahai to the followers of her lore, at least, fought off ravenous giants, cold servants, and the others themselves. The only one who survived the mission, however, was the last hero. It is not exactly known what went down once Azor Ahai met with the children of the forest, but what can be said is that an alliance was made. Together, the children of the forest and the first men were able to defeat the others and return Summer to Westeros. I do want to mention that some think that the others weren't actually evil, as legend states, but instead ancestors of the first men who migrated far north. If that part is true, and the show's version of the origin of the White Walkers could actually be the initial meeting between Azor Ahai and the children of the forest. What if the children of the forest punished Azor Ahai because he came seeking their help for a war between mankind, and they had that bitter history? I mean, it's kind of similar to what's happening now, so it's not that far-fetched. Like, the wildlings are still, they're the blood of the first men, they're the same, they came from the same ancestors as the Northerners, and they're just trying to come south of the wall. So what if the North made up this entire story about Azor Ahai and the Long Night and all that, just to make it seem as if they were the saviors of mankind, when they may have actually, in fact, brought its destruction by creating the White Walkers themselves? Maybe it was just like a long winter anyway, and then they ended up creating the White Walkers, so that's when the War for the Dawn actually began. Now let me backtrack a little bit before I get too far ahead of myself. I totally think the wall was built, in fact, to keep out the others, and not just to keep out wildlings. This is more of like a what-if scenario. Let's call this Planetos 616, like how Marvel labels its alternate dimensions. I think it's safe to say that history did not go down the way the history books recorded it in Westeros. I think we will all be pleasantly surprised by how it all actually played out. Now, I read a lot of comments about Bran and what flashbacks we will get in Season 7, and most people say they hope we get to see the tourney at Harrenhal or the Battle of the Trident, aka Free Ruby Day. I myself, in fact, am guilty of this as well, but I've realized through the process of making this video, it's more important than Jon's lineage that we find out what actually went down between, well, just anything from the Long Night. Well, let's just say the meeting between the children of the forest and Azor Ahai. The most important thing we find out is the true history of that meeting, to clarify. I like the idea of how history repeats itself, and keeping with that theme, the next Azor Ahai might again come from the north, or at least have blood of the first men. If so, why could it not be Bran? The most obvious choice is Jon or Daenerys, but that's just it. That's too obvious of a choice. Whoever Azor Ahai will be, I strongly believe that it will be a group effort and not just a single person. In conclusion, the point of this video was to basically say that history might not have gone down the way that we all think it did, which was that basically Azor Ahai saved everyone from the Long Night with the help of the children of the forest. It might have actually been something like it was another war between mankind and someone was punished, and because of that, they actually brought on the Long Night. That's going to be wrapping this video up. I want to thank you all so much for watching. The like goal for this video will be 27. If you would like to enter my giveaway of the Daenerys Dark Horse statue for once I hit 10,000 subscribers, all you have to do is like this video, comment down below, and follow me on Twitter. As always, my name's Mark, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.